All right, here they go. With the uncle quoting the fairy from Ocarina of Time. Everyone, yes. I think as a commentator, we require that Pendant Dungeons and Master Sword Pedestal definitely has something good. That makes it the most fun for us. So already, Cross Product looking at his map, and we saw a Pendant Dungeon for Desert, and the other two are crystals. Although I didn't catch their number. Whoa, marking the wrong thing.
I didn't even see it, so I'm taking your word for it. Oh, I also marked the wrong thing. Gotta get used to this new tracker. Ooh, bombs in an early chest is always a good sign.
Wow, so they don't even have to farm for bombs at this point. They can just go.
Would be nice if they do get some bomb drop on the way if enemies get in their way, but they're not really necessary.
Yeah.
You need like 6 or 7 bombs max if you're gonna be checking absolutely everything in Kakariko and Southern Hyrule.
And they're definitely going to be opening enough chests that, if anything, if enemies aren't dropping the bombs, they should get them from the chests. Or they can always buy them in town.
Yeah.
So both of our runners here going into this race with 1 win each. Now, Aaron does have a 1 win, 1 loss, whereas Cross Product just has 1 win. This is his second race. So given that they don't have to farm for bombs, we're pretty much going to see a standard opening here. Just rushing through this escape portion. The only thing our runners might keep an eye out for is the map, so that way they know which chest they need to check. Ideally, it'll be in the Sanctuary chest, so that means they can just skip opening it.
Yeah, it's the only way you actually get to skip any chests in Escape without risking just missing something good.
So I do want to give a quick mention that Cross Product makes one of the trackers that some of our runners use for just keeping track of what items they picked up and which how many items they picked up in dungeons. He made a tracker that you can find on his channel, so a quick little advertisement there.
Both using some interesting pin against the wall and spin attack strats that I've never seen before.
I think it's faster just to do the slashes, isn't it?
Yes. It's 8 slashes, and then 1 pot, and 4 slashes, and then 2 pots. I've never seen spin attacks on him though. That's what was interesting. Whatever works, as long as you don't die, that's all that matters.
Oh, death! This early, that'd be horrible. You have to start all the way back at the beginning of the castle, and have to go grab Zelda again.
Yep, it's pretty brutal.
Aaron and Cross both on the first floor, soon to be heading behind the throne and into the sewers.
Normally, you need the lamp to get through the sewer or through the throne room, but because of the nature of the randomizer, the lamp doesn't have to be restricted to escape, so that trigger got removed.
Yeah, that's all Light World dungeons. You can actually see with the fake lamp that Link carries around in his pocket.
Back in early stages of the randomizer, that actually the lamp was randomized, but was still required to be before the throne. So you were expected to get it in like the first, 4 or 5 chests, which was kind of unfun, I guess. But
yeah, just a guaranteed item that's sort of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, I like how the randomizer now has the swords mixed in anywhere throughout the world, not just in the required spots. That, I think, has made it a lot more interesting, too.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually see stuff like Master Sword or better being required to go kill Aghanim. Like, it's not just the cape that can get there.
Yeah, in early logic before the seeds or the swords are randomized, it was like if you got cape early, you're probably gonna have to go kill Aghanim. But it's not as much of a bad omen anymore.
Yeah. All right.
So
I don't think.
Here's why we want bombs early. This nice bombable wall here with 3 chests, avoiding backtracking here later.
A whole bunch of junk, but I don't think they picked up the map yet, have they?
Cross going for the top bomb, which is a little faster, but he ends up missing the first bomb. So it just wasted a bomb and took more time.
Well, points for swag, I guess. Now let's see if he pulls the left lever. Oh, disappointed. You don't want to pull the left lever.
Normally in that last room before you get into the sanctuary, there's a text box you skip. But because there's no text in Randomizer, you don't have to walk around the text box trigger, so it's nice. A nice, like, quarter-second time save.
Both of our runners had the dream. Map was in the sanctuary chest, but I don't think either of them... Or maybe they were worried that they missed it, so they both opened it. So, no big deal. It looks like both of our runners are heading up towards the logging hut and also towards Lost Woods.
Let's see if we get a tree pull here. Alright, arrows for the intermediate tree pull. Not exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, you want bombs
to see
or rupees.
Rupees or bombs. And cross product opting to not pull the tree. AaronDobbe winning every single bush 50-50 for green rupees. It's always nice.
So far, just red rupees there. That would be the item, the ones the runners just checked. That is the item that would be required for killing Aghanim. Now, since it's junk, there's a chance our runners might not need to kill Aghanim.
Yeah, but it's not always definite.
Yep.
I didn't see if Aaron killed another enemy to set up for the early mirror is always nice.
Oh,
not sure.
I'm marking the wrong side. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I've been rolling with it.
I'm going to switch over to the correct side.
Okay. But not getting the early tree pull. See if you can get some extra bombs without paying for them.
I mean, he's looking okay with bombs, with 5 of them, which is pretty much all he needs at this point. But you still want to have some later on. You don't want to have to farm for bombs when you're in the middle of a dungeon that doesn't really drop them. I think most dungeons, I guess.
Only a good dungeon to really farm bombs in is Palace of Darkness, honestly. Because there's bombs everywhere. They could equip the mirror and just push 2 blocks.
Oh, that's true.
They decide not to. Decide to be like, hey, I can do block puzzles.
Dude, it's just muscle memory at this point. I've done this so many times.
If you lift up the right side of pots here, you actually don't need to move to the left at all to open the chest. It's a little bit faster. But both runners getting all the rupees down there since they're a little short.
You want 100 rupees for the bottle seller coming up here. And ideally some more just in case something happens. Maybe you have to buy bombs for 50 rupees, or you just want to start saving up for Zora. Oh, Titan Mitts.
That's always nice to find. All you need is Moon Pearl and you're already set for the Dark World.
So Titan Mitts is one of the big progression items. I mean, it pretty much unlocks anything, but until they get Moon Pearl, they're restricted just to Light World. And it looks like they also got an empty bottle, which means they can go take a look at the sick kit.
Ooh, those are some expensive bombs. That is unfortunate. Although, I guess he normally has 20 rupees for me, so it's a little upgrade from that.
I guess, yeah. I think I'd rather get bombs than rupees.
Yeah, the ideal seed, you get early flute and early bottle, so you don't really have to come back to Kakariko at all. Since bottle allows them to get sick kid, which gave them some literacy today.
Poor kid, he's gonna be sitting in bed.
He's sick, literally can't leave. Just sit there and stare at the ceiling. He's actually asleep if you never go in and talk to him with the bottle. And then once you talk to him with the bottle and get his item, he never goes back to sleep. So he's just gonna be sitting there wide-eyed for the rest of his life until you beat the game.
Oh, so we have the Cane of Samaria sitting on the bookshelf there, which means they will need to do. They'll need boots, assuming Turtle Rock or Mire is a required dungeon.
Or, hear me out. Boots could be in Ganon's tower, and the big key could be on the right side of Ganon's tower.
Oh, the ultimate troll. I mean, why not? Sure. So we won't see too much deviation from our runners just yet. This seems to be the standard route that most of the runners tend to follow, which is just making this way through Kakariko Village and then south on the southern portion of the map, because there's a lot of chests that you can easily get to. We'll have to see where the runners go after they're done this portion.
Cross product opting to not use the mirror block glitch and making 2 trips in here.
So you can actually see a big difference.
Aaron will only have to come in here once. I'd probably pick up that 10 upgrade just for the 2 extra bombs that come with it, but they're both skipping it. All right.
Yeah, Cross's bomb count's a little low at this point. If he goes up to the Ice Rod Cave, I mean, he's going to be down to 1 bomb after this.
Yeah, and then next logical place to go is to Hashula's house, which is another bomb, and he'd be out. The bomb upgrades, if you get a +5 capacity upgrade, you actually get 1 more bomb in your inventory, and for the 10 one, you get 2.
Cross just throwing away bombs like it's no big deal.
And gets a drop there.
But we did get a bow and
a hammer.
Wow.
Ooh, man. So, pretty much missing the Moon Pearl, and then they have complete access to the Dark World. Finally getting a look at the map for a brief second, I saw Eastern was Crystal 4, and I didn't see anything else. Yeah, Jet commentating, obviously, in Jet Seed.
Hey, I had no part in making this seed. So, Aaron opted to do some fake flippers to head on over towards the Friend on the Bridge, that was horrible. Whereas Cross decides to head on up to Ice Rock Cave.
And Cross with 1 heart. Also skipping that little 8-ball rock on the top right of this screen is a 50-50 bomb.
I didn't know that. It's good to know.
So if you're short on bombs and you usually, if you have boots, you dash right by it every time. So it's a pretty good thing to know. I'm a big fan of the fake flippers over checking Ice Rock Cave, especially without boots, just because you get knowledge of an item and an item rather than just an item.
I mean, it is a little faster to check when you have flute, but there is a chance that it has a required item in there. I'm not sure how I feel. I've tried it both ways, and at least the time I've tried to do fake flippers, it ended up having a required item at the Ice Rock Cave. So it's like, and that you needed to get it before you got flute. So it's like, what am I even supposed to do?
Yeah. I usually just go with my gut, like,
yeah.
As I'm walking right from Moldorm Cave, I'm like, how do I feel about Ice Rod Cave right now? And I'll just roll with it.
Well, they have a lot of progression items right now, so I think doing fake flippers was a pretty good call. This feels like the seed that you're gonna have to look elsewhere to get more items. Silver arrows, though, for cross product.
AaronDobbe not too far behind with the silvers.
And since this is a crystal dungeon, both of our runners have hammer. Or sorry, I saw cross hammering. They both have the bow, which is the required item in order to beat the dungeon. Why not go beat it now?
Yeah, pretty much no reason not to. You're already here. It's a pretty quick dungeon. Has 3 possible items and a crystal.
I do like Cross's use of the hammer strats, which actually does tempered sword damage to enemies.
Yeah, probably. I don't actually know in this dungeon. It's interesting if equipping the hammer is actually worth it.
I mean, he used it outside, and the knights there take 2 shots, but I don't know. How many seconds is it for an item menu transition?
Well, it depends on the person.
Sure.
But usually like a little over a second, and not having to kill the Armos Knights, you can just kind of like go through them with some invulnerability frames with the poke or something like that. It would save like lag frames at best. So I'm not entirely sure if it's worth it. It'd be worth it if it was actually useful in this dungeon. But everything in this dungeon you kill with pots or a bow.
This is actually, I mean, aside from the weird hammer that Cross currently has equipped, it's pretty standard dungeon. I mean, they have 4 hearts, which you would have if you grabbed Sank Heart. Then a lot of rupees. I mean, it's pretty much the same.
Ooh, interesting. Aaron opting to make sure he spawns both skeletons, prioritizing that over actually killing them quickly, which I've never seen before. That was interesting.
Yeah, I think the skeletons are actually there. They're just toggled as invisible, but you can throw the pot and hit them even though you can't see them.
Yeah. So ideally, you take the top right pot, kill the invisible right skeleton, and then grab the top left pot and kill the invisible left skeleton. But he opted to make sure his movement was correct so that he only spawned the 2 skeletons, because if you mess that up, you can spawn either 3 or 4. And sometimes you can even delay the spawn by an extra couple seconds, which I did today, actually. It was nice. But as long as he gets it, it's still a pretty solid time save over doing that room normally. Crossproduct over there doing a boss key trick.
Oh, for the take a hit, and so you can just touch the button.
Mm-hmm. Looks like AaronDobbe opted to kill all the enemies in this room. That's the normal way to do it. If you don't want to take damage, you just kill all the enemies. The anti-fairies spread away from the pot. And you're good to go.
I didn't even know about the skip. Of course, you wouldn't know about it as a kid, but even before I started actually running this game, and those anti-fairies, they're surprisingly annoying. Like, they have an easy pattern, and yet somehow they always hit me.
Yeah. I think it's just like the thought of 4 of them being in the same room just kind of like gets in your head a little bit.
Yeah. So, forgot to point out, they did pick up the single arrow, so we've already seen the unique single arrow drop. Nothing else to look forward to now.
There's still the green rupee.
I thought there's 2 green rupees. And one, there's 1 blue one.
That might be right, actually.
But it's not as good as a single arrow. Alright, Cross making very quick work of the Armos Knights with the silver arrows. Aaron about to head in, do the same thing. I mean, no real progression in this dungeon aside from getting that crystal for both of our runners. They have a few choices available to them. I mean, given that they have Titan mitts, they can head on over to Zora, although they can't grab the item on the ledge there if it's important. They can head up to Death Mountain.
Death Mountain's probably the good play here with Mirror and Hammer.
Yeah.
Death Mountain normally there's the Old Man item, there's the item inside Spectacle Rock, and then you can see what's on top of Spectacle Rock. But with the Mirror and the Hammer, that actually gives you access to the east side Death Mountain, which has 8 chests. So that's probably the most lucrative place they can both choose to go to right now.
I always tell people, if you can get up to Death Mountain and get those items, especially on the right-hand side, go do it. There's a lot of chests up there. And I always seem to get Moon Pearl up on Death Mountain. We'll see if our runners are just as lucky as that.
Cross product getting owned by cabbages, but getting rewarded with the boots. It's always nice. That will also give them access to the Cane of Samaria, which they'll probably need at some point. At the very least, it'll save some time in some dungeons if it's not actually required.
You could just easily pick it up when you're in Dark World, Village of Outcasts, or maybe when you're doing a flute.
Both of the seeds I did today, I never found the flute.
You know, not getting the flute, I've noticed my stats at the end. I don't really use the flute as much as I would expect I would.
Yeah. It depends upon how early you get it as well. Like, if I get it, like, pre-boots in Kakariko or something like that, I'm fluting all over the place.
Yeah. So, inside Spectacle Rock, we have a hook shot, which is the other item that would give you access to the right-hand side of Death Mountain. So, really, they just need Moon Pearl.
Neither of these runners hovering to the hook shot, which is unfortunate. It's a nice, like, 25-second time save.
I'm not sure our runners have that tool in their toolbox.
Crossproduct also opting to get a fairy with his bottle and net that he has.
So Crossproduct gonna right away head on over to the right-hand side, rather than do Tower of Hera first. Now, this might be to hopefully find the lamp or fire rod so he can actually check the basement if he needs to.
Yep, that's most likely correct. Having the hammer, he has access to get to Hera from the right side without having to save and quit or anything, so definitely the smart play for Crossproduct.
So a minor diversion. Looks like Aaron is heading on up towards Tower of Hera, so we'll have to see which play is best. Now, if Aaron happens to find Moon Pearl inside of Tower of Hera, that could pay off because then he can easily just do the right-hand side. Wow. And we have the fetch quest for Crossproduct.
The double fetch quest cave. The shovel and the mushroom.
Wait.
Did Cross go in?
Oh no.
He didn't go in there, did he?
He didn't go. He did the bomb.
I'm gonna I don't know what he's doing anymore. All right.
I think he just wanted to demonstrate the bomb jump for us. Now, Aaron does find the big key in Tower of Hera. If it wasn't in that chest or downstairs, that would actually mean he needs a lamp or fire rod in order to grab it. Now, he lucked out. It was in that center chest there. Flippers. Well, it's a good thing Cross remembered to come back here because he got those flippers. And the bag glove and an upgraded sword, which is pretty nice.
It's nice. So Eastside Death Mountain being pretty lucrative.
Okay. Another attempt at the bomb jump, and he's off. Aaron making his way up Tower of Hera. He has 2 chests in the next room to check out, and he has hookshot, so he should be able to check them both quickly.
Just have to make sure to see where that little spark is before you hookshot up there.
Oh, just a map. I think that it was compass in that center chest. That means there is an item in the basement and there's an item at Moldorm. Although I didn't see what was in the basement, so I'm not sure. Oh no, they got a small key. Yeah.
Yep. So they will have to. There is a non-dungeon item in the basement post tile room. Crossproduct actually going to Spiral Cave before hitting up Hera. That's gonna cost him a little of overworld tracking time. Might be opting to go check Dark World Death Mountain now as a bunny.
Oh, Super Bunny strats. So you want to explain Super Bunny?
As best I can, sure. Basically, normally in the vanilla game, you only get access to the bunny either on the pyramid, where you can't really do anything from the pyramid. You only can go on 2 screens, 3 screens, and you can't actually do anything. Or on Death Mountain on your way to Hera. So they never programmed like a bunny fall animation. As you can see, the bunny just kind of stands there and then disappears. But doing something like that actually gives the bunny link properties. So he can slash a sword, he can dash, he can open chests, things like that.
So no luck for the Super Bunny though, just rupees. Aaron did take a fall against Moldorm, but he's doing his poke strats against Moldorm in order to kill him. It's safer to hold the sword out, because if you do get knocked towards the pit, as long as you're holding away from the pit, you shouldn't fall in.
It's like Quake required for Turtle Rock. Haven't looked at a Dark World map yet, so we don't know if Turtle Rock's actually required or not. And I guess we're not seeing one yet, so...
So Aaron already picking up his second crystal. We're less than 30 minutes in, and 2 crystals down. Oh, chat's saying that Turtle Rock was a pendant dungeon.
Okay, he did look at his map.
So
I didn't even notice.
Making nice use of the tempered sword that he picked up on the right-hand side, immediately taking a look at the tablet before he heads on into Tower Hera. Unfortunately, it was just rupees. And now Aaron checking the right-hand side.
Ooh. Taking the riskier route with those red tech tags. They do 2 hearts of damage a pop, and they're really finicky with how thin that little pathway is you have to take. Luckily, he barely got through that first one with the iframes. Fetch quest items for Aaron.
Yeah, so although our runners weren't able to find Moon Pearl, they still have plenty of choices available to them. The Zor area, now that they have flippers, and they can also head on down to Desert. Now, it's a pendant dungeon, but considering they have book and dash boots, they could actually go in and look for the items there. And there's also like the Bonk Rocks outside the Sanctuary and one-offs like that. Actually, that might be the only...
They could
and
do
the Tombs,
Bonk Rocks
King's Tomb.
and King's Tomb. Yep. No real access to Dark World yet, unless they decide to kill Aghanim. Without the Moon Pearl, they can't really get out of any area that they could get into a warp with, except for Death Mountain. Looks like there were arrows on the Sky Island.
Yeah, arrow upgrade.
Aaron going to check Ether tablet, it looks like, which is smart. Saving him an extra trip up here. Cross's Moldorm fight a little easier to handle than Aaron's. With Tempered Sword, it just takes 3 slashes or 1 slash in a spin attack.
You don't even get his fast phase.
Yep, don't even get the fast phase. Aaron could have skipped it as well if he'd used the hammer, but it's a little trickier.
The hammer hitbox is a little special.
Yeah.
Alright, Cross now rich with loot from Death Mountain. let's see where he decides to go. Looks like he's probably going to check out the King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks maybe first. Aaron's almost done his trek through Death Mountain here. He might grab Kane. I'm not sure if he's going to go there just yet. Kane of Samaria is a late game item. It's really only used in the dungeons. Or to do like Palace of Darkness a little faster. So they might not opt to get that until they're around Stevestown or something.
Yeah, probably. Since they have Mirror, they'd probably wait till they actually get Darkhold access. That's probably picking up a Mirror Shield.
And another Super Bunny on Aaron's side.
I love seeing the bunny fall down a pit animation.
Yeah. It's definitely the best part of Super Bunny. Don't even check the items, just keep falling in the pit.
Yep. And you can see that the bunny walking animation, at least if the capture is in 60 FPS, Bunny's legs move significantly faster while in this glitched Super Bunny state than they would normally. Aaron Sabian quitting without going to check what medallion is required. I don't know if he's looked at his map yet.
I think I like taking a look at Zor first just because they had Mushroom. He has the rubies. Now, I typically like to do the Zor area when I can also do Catfish. Just being able to do both at the same time saves a bit of time. However, they're looking for Moon Pearl, so time to exhaust those options.
Okay, checking the North Kakariko stuff near the Sanctuary, and then using the flippers they have to get quick access to the Witch's Hut with the mushrooms. It's pretty solid routing.
All right, well, let's see what Zor has for sale. Is it life lessons or something better? Fire Rod, that's not bad.
Not too shabby. I'd pay $500 for a Fire Rod.
Doesn't unlock anything. Well, actually, no. It does give that item that's in the basement of Tarahara.
And would allow them to actually beat Desert.
Speaking of Desert, cross-product making his way over, whereas Aaron is also... They're pretty much following the same route. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen much deviation yet.
I don't think Aaron checked the Bonk Rocks on the left side of Sanctuary.
Right, but that was nothing important there.
Yeah. And if Desert doesn't have Moon Pearl, they are running a little low on options.
So, given this situation, do you think you would opt to just go in and beat Aghanim, or would you beat Desert first?
I'd probably beat Desert first.
I think it's a blue pendant, so unfortunately it's not the Sahasrahla one. But yeah, Desert's a really quick dungeon to check, at least for the items.
2 items in it. You have boots and a fire source, so you can 100% check everything in it, along with the ledge item and Agana Cave being there makes it a decent chance that they're going to find another progression item here.
Yeah, the downside about killing Aghanim, you make the overworld harder, and it's only 1 item. However, frequently I've seen a number of seeds where it's just required. Like, given the Tempered Sword or Cape early, it feels like the randomizer could be making him go on that path. Aaron does pick up his Fire Rod for 500. Chat did have a good point. They haven't checked the shovel spot yet. Mushroom was no good, but maybe shovel.
Let's see if Aaron goes and checks shovel first. He does not. They did get both fetch quest items at the same time, so maybe they just forgot they got shovel. It's a possibility.
So with Matt being in the desert chest there, that means boots were definitely required to do anything in this dungeon.
Yeah, they could have pulled the small key from the later section of the dungeon with the Titan's Mitts and come back in, but the logic never requires that for any sort of progression. It is a good thing to know, though, if you do end up wandering into desert without boots, that you can actually check all of it minus Lamolas without the boots.
I think that might be a soft lock, though. If, like... I don't know, maybe not. They might have fixed the logic in that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the logic is fixed in that.
So there are 2 unique items here, as we mentioned before. Cross product picked up the blue mail, so there's still 1 more, and it looks like it's either in the big chest or it's at the Lamolas. But only a green rupee on the ledge there that Aaron just checked. Oh, if it's not here, we got shovel. Might have to kill Aghanim.
Yeah, but it's definitely looking more and more like that's what is going to happen. At this point, at least cross product doesn't really have anything else he can do.
Well, he didn't do the friend under the bridge yet because he didn't fake flipper.
He didn't do hobo. He hasn't checked Aghanim cave yet, and both runners haven't done shovel location yet. But other than that, there's go back to Hera or kill Aghanim.
Oh no, I'm excited if they have to go kill Aghanim. Makes the game tougher. So I'm just, thinking to myself.
Both of those options are also pretty time-consuming for 1 possible item, so it'll be interesting to see what they pick if that's what it ends up coming down to.
I mean, I know I've made the call before where I could either check that desert cave because I don't have boots yet, or Buck. Either check that or go kill Aghanim, and I would just go kill Aghanim because if it would feel like a better choice to me, even though it was slightly more time-consuming, I guess that's a risky strat.
Getting an extra Dark World Warp is pretty big. Although I guess I don't really use the Castle Warp that often in randomizers, even when I do kill Aghanim.
Yeah. It's nice to get to, well, no, you can use the Hammer Warp out of Palace of Darkness.
It is a little faster than using the Hammer Warp for some instances, but not all.
Oh, piece of heart for Lamolas. So.
And the nice blue pennant that's going to do him absolutely nothing.
Well, unless Master Sword Pedestal's required. We can cross our fingers for that.
That'd be a nice troll seed if Turtle Rock's a pendant. Be a good one. Alright, so let's see what cross product decides to do. Let's see if he remembers if he has the shovel.
Yep, looks like we're checking the shovel spot.
Getting the nice bush bump there.
They're really just looking for Moon Pearl at this point. There's nothing else that will allow them to progress. So we don't have too many spots for our runners to check to get that Moon Pearl. Oh, nice red rupees.
So now all that's left for Cross is Hera and Aghanim.
I think Aghanim's going down. I feel like that's the play. I mean, we don't know it yet for certain, but...
Oh, he's going to check Hobo now, because he didn't do it earlier.
This feels like the long way to Hobo.
Yeah, with flippers going right from Link's house and then going down 1 screen is a little bit faster. But a lot of times you forget that you have flippers.
Yeah, you would go down there to set up fake flippers.
Yeah.
Aaron is on Lamolas. Now, with silver arrows, they actually only take 1 shot from the silver arrows. You can also do 2 shots of the fire rod or ice rod, 4 arrows if you had regular arrows. And tempered sword, what is it, like?
4 slashes or 2 spin attacks.
Okay.
Or some combination of the 2. Alright, so all light roll dungeons done. Oh, looks like Cross is going to Hera before Aghanim.
All right, let's see what Aaron decides to do.
See if this pays off. This decision could be pretty big if Aaron decides to go to Aghanim first and skip Hera.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping we see, some kind of divergence there, with one route paying off. Although, taking a look at the basement of Tower Hera is not that long. You just have to sit and wait through the tower room. And get up there, of course.
Yeah, I guess theoretically another option they could do that wouldn't ever get them the Moon Pearl is go into Ice Palace, since they do have Titan's Mitts. But
do
the logic will never require the super or the bunny revival within Ice Palace.
I feel like they would be doing that just to torture themselves.
Yeah, I mean it'd be something fun to show off, because that would it's almost never seen in a glitchless normal randomizer.
Yeah, they do have everything for that dungeon. That you need hammer, you need fire rod or bombos, and maybe hookshot depending on where the item is and what the runners do.
Yeah, so they could definitely full clear Ice Palace if they really wanted to, but it would not get them the one item that they're looking for 100%.
So Aaron also making his way up to Tower Hera because there is that one item in the basement. So Cross having a slight lead, but it's still really close. Yeah, no, I saw the bonk. We did miss Cross's beautiful bonk back into his portal.
I'm going to take a bet and say that Moon Pearl is on Pyramid and that this was a mistake.
Yeah, I feel like that's the way. With Tempered Sword that early, Desert not paying off, you got to kill Aghanim. So this would be one instance where Aghanim is required. It's not because of the logging hut item, but it's because of the item that's on Pyramid itself, which will somehow lead to Moon Pearl.
Crossproduct also using invulnerability frames from being on top of the raised pegs to just kind of chill for the minute or so you have for the tile room.
Oh, there it is.
We were both wrong. So both of them making the smart play. That's a rough Moon Pearl location.
Wow. Yeah, I could see this seed tricking a number of runners just because you're like, yeah, I have to kill Aghanim, and then it's what, going to be 20 rupees sitting there?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the Hera over Aghanim is legitimately a 50-50 play. It's like what you prefer to do first. Either decision could be seen as a good decision if it pays off.
So Cross putting that Moon Pearl immediately to use is going to head on to the right-hand side of Death Mountain, and as I mentioned, if you can go there, go there. He has access to the 4 items in Hookshot Cave on the right-hand side, since he already super bunnied.
And Aaron opting to not do that. He's going to be going straight to Dark World Kakariko. Another solid choice.
Nice.
It doesn't. Both are very lucrative areas. He can pretty much make a sweep of all of Southern Dark Worlds, including the aptly known Hype Cave.
So I didn't get the look at the map. Do we know if Thieves Town is a crystal or a pendant yet?
I do not know.
Because if it's a crystal, doing it out early is a nice safe choice. They have hammer. You can take a look at all the chests in Thieves Town. There's at least 4. Well, there is a total of 4 unique items in there.
Thieves is a pendant as well, apparently.
Oh no! So that's the judgment call. Is there an item hidden in a pendant dungeon, which I've seen frequently during this tournament?
Crossproduct getting Ether in the first chests. Ether, red boomerang, a red rupee, and another red rupee. Not too bad of a pull.
So Ether might be required. We'll have to see what Meyer needs. Oh, and Quake for Aaron.
Paying 30 rupees for Quake and 100 rupees. Not too shabby.
So what was Turtle Rock? What did it require? Did it require Ether?
I think it was Quake.
Oh, an Ice Rod for Aaron. Oh man. Maybe killing Trying X will be required. We can hope.
We can hope. Checking the C-shaped house for Aaron here. For whatever reason, a commonly forgotten location.
Yeah, I know Cross has lost a race, an unofficial race that we did, but because he forgot to check C-shaped house. And I tell you, once you forget a spot, you're not going to forget again. Or at least I don't. So interesting, Cross immediately going to head into Skull Woods. Now, he has Fire Rod, so he could beat it. I'm assuming it's a Crystal Dungeon, because I haven't gotten a good look at this map yet. Maybe someone in chat has, but I think it's an interesting play. There's only 2 unique items in here, and there's one of them.
Aaron with the mirror and the hammer and Titan Smith's going to be doing the Smith exchange. Now with Thieves Town being a pendant, I usually opt to check the first 4 chests, especially with the mirror. But Aaron decided not to do that, so we'll see what happens.
So actually, Cross just found the second item that's in Skull Woods, so all he has to do is beat Mothula. There's nothing else he needs to get here. You don't need a big key, because the game expects you to get the big chest, which normally has Fire Rod in it. So he could just immediately rush to the boss, go beat it. Now, Aaron picked up some red mail from the dwarves. I guess they do some tailoring in their spare time.
Dwarven bread tailors. Looks like Aaron's gonna be going down to the... Oh. Just kidding, he faked me.
Little indecision. Maybe he wants to grab the purple chest first.
Yep, that's probably what it is. So since he's going to be making a sweep through Southern Dark World anyways, he figures he might as well take the chest with him. That way he can include that in his sweep. He won't be able to do Digging Game with the chest following him, so he'll have to come back and do that later. But other than that, it's not a terrible decision.
Yeah, I like taking a look at all these items at once. I feel like being able to combine checking locations along a route is a little more efficient.
He could have done Digging Game first. He does have Titan's Mitt, so he would have been able to get back into Dark World Kakariko fairly easily, but it's also pretty quick to just check later as well.
Yeah, I know I learned the hard way that you can't have a follower while doing the Digging Game.
Yep.
So he does pick up a bottle with blue potions, so that'll save him some time if he needs that later on.
Cross product with a pretty solid Mothula kill for that nice map. And crystal number 3.
Oh, I missed what old Stumpy gave Aaron.
That's what I get for looking at the tracker.
Well, chat's not going crazy, so I don't think it was anything good. Oh, Bombos. It was Bombos. So we actually have all 3 emblems. That actually means that Master... Yeah, I don't think Master Sword Pedestal would have anything.
Yeah.
What do we have? Turtle Rock? Could it be Flute? Could be Flute. So, okay, the dream's still on. It's a cape for Aaron.
Yep, cape out of the purple chest.
Cape does unlock an item.
Yep.
Location.
Did Cross check the Master Sword Pedestal?
Couch Cash. Yeah, he checked. Yeah. Oh well. It was a short-lived dream. Hey, but we can still get Flute deep in Turtle Rock, so keep your hopes up, chat.
We could.
Trolls aren't over yet.
So Aaron pretty much doing everything in the southern Dark World area. He just has to check Hype Cave. And then
looks like he's gonna... Oh, here we go.
Alright, Swamp is 5, that's all I saw.
Okay. We got Quake for Cross.
Yo, if chat wants to help out with what was actually useful, crystal or pendant wise, hit me up.
Yeah, I think Meyer was also crystal. I think. You know, I'm not gonna mark it. We'll just wait.
I'm taking the chat's word in that Thieves Town and Turtle Rock are both pendants, so that means every other one has to be a crystal. I just only know that Swamp is crystal 5. Thieves Town is green pendant. All right, we're getting somewhere. I just need to know what crystal number 6 was. So yeah, Aaron doing Swamp now is an interesting play, considering how many easy overworld locations he still has that have a large amount of chests. Doing Swamp early means that you're going to be checking all of it, which is pretty slow.
Yeah, going through this dungeon nice.
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say what you were gonna say. There is a lot of items there, so probability-wise, it could pay off.
Yep, it could pay off. But checking this before you really have to is interesting. But it's not necessarily a bad play. If it doesn't pay off, it doesn't pay off.
So, given that Meyer is required, really the only item that they're missing is Flute. Now, it depends on their routing because Cross is still missing Bombos, and Aaron is still missing Ether. Ether's up on Death Mountain, and Bombos is from Old Stumpy. So, depending on what our runners decide to do, and what medallions actually require. So it looks like Cross is picking up the cane, which I didn't see Aaron do earlier.
He did not.
But yeah, since Meyer's required, Flute is the only item that our runners are missing that they don't know the location of. Assuming they can do dark dungeons. Now, I know Cross was practicing dark dungeons today before, he's practicing it today. So I know he can do it in the dark. I don't know about Aaron. Oh, did he get Ice Rod? Oh, yeah, he was in town.
Yep, he got Ice Rod.
So we have to hope that Flute is in a trolley spot for our runners to keep looking for something. Otherwise, they could be in go mode really soon with just one item. Yes, Cross did get both items in Skull Woods. So this section that Aaron is doing in Swamp is pretty much the reason why this dungeon takes so long to check all the items in. It's just 2 items, but you have to set it up for the water to be here, but you have to make sure you grab the key first.
Mm-hmm. And it's also a dungeon where if you have all the required items, you need to beat the seed. You don't even have to go on this wing. You can just go straight to the end. You don't need the boss key. For whatever reason, Argus's door is blocked by a small key door. And not a big key door. So it's a very quick dungeon if you don't have to check everything.
Cross is putting the hookshot to use. It goes a little faster when he can hookshot around since you can't actually dash. Although there's a trick where if you hookshot to something and then quickly dash, you can dash with a follower.
Yep. There's a small window where you can dash from either post hookshot or post taking damage.
Oh, so chat's calling the digging game having Flute, which would be a shame for both of our runners, since neither of them. No, I thought Aaron checked it. One of them checked it. Yeah, it was a piece of heart. That's right. There's Bombos.
So all 3 medallions for cross product, so he doesn't really have to worry about what Meyer's requirement is.
Bombo's definitely the more useful medallions, just because you can actually use it to get into Ice Palace.
And on Cold Stare. So Cross going to be getting the nice magic cape here.
So let's see if Cross decides to do Hype Cave right away or also dip into Swamp first? I mean, I am a big fan of if you can fully clear a dungeon, go fully clear it if it's a crystal dungeon. But I don't know. It's hard to say when you're just looking for one item.
AaronDobbe going up these stairs.
It's gonna backtrack
Oh,
with
he's
the big
going
key.
to check the big key. I've never seen that before. That's actually not a terrible idea. If the big key's in that specific room, I guess.
Well, Cross is flying right by Swamp. He's gonna go take a look at Hype Cave, so
Alright, let's see what
if
Aaron
Flute's
is
here.
down.
Piece of heart, which is actually nice. They have a low heart count. More pieces and full heart containers. There was no hype. No hype.
Just a lot of love.
It is Resident Sleeper Cave. Aaron almost at Argus, the boss of Swamp here. This is a love cave, that's right. Yeah, okay. Argus is nice and quick with the tempered or butter sword. You both just kill the puffs in one.
So the one thing that the cape that they both have does actually do is they have the ability to easily check smart or burn a cave as well as the bumper cave.
See, that would be a somewhat trolly location for Flute, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes people I've seen runners forget to check that spot.
Yep.
I know I have before.
The one run that I forgot to check it immediately, the mirror was there, and I was already 1.5 pendant dungeons deep into hoping the powder gave me the mirror because the powder was at Master Sword pedestal. So it was too late for me to turn back.
So Aaron does pick up his third crystal, and he's making his way to Love Cave. Again, very little deviation from our runners. Cross product does have Skull Woods down though. But if Aaron does find Flute and goes into go mode, he just gets to skip the whole beginning section at cross check. Not that much time because Cross was able to check the items quickly, but still a difference.
They haven't checked Catfish yet.
There's
Like
a lot.
Full clear pod if they wanted to. Without they don't have a lamp, but they could full clear pod.
So it looks like Aaron is making his way either up to pod. Oh, he might be dipping into pod. It is a crystal dungeon.
So Aaron still has not been to Darkhold Death Mountain.
So I mean,
didn't have too much good stuff up there, but it's still a big place that he hasn't checked yet, which is surprising.
well, Ether's up there, and Ether is required for Meyer. He might find himself stuck. So technically, even if he gets the Flute, he's not going to be in go mode until he knows he's in go mode.
Yeah, which we don't know yet.
So Flute can pretty much be anywhere in this game aside from the Meyer area. There's only 3 spots plus the 2 dungeon items in Meyer itself. So everywhere else is fair game. Oh well, not Gannis Tower. Maybe we'll have the Dream and Sahashala will have the Flute. No go mode yet. We're just hoping. Or maybe we're not hoping to see go mode soon. And trying next with Flute is the dream, that's right.
Yeah, Palace of Darkness, not a terrible dungeon to check. It has a lot of chests in it. It's a little long to check 100%, but it has 5 possible item locations. It's also a dungeon where you really do want to keep track of how many small keys you're getting from chests, because there's 6 small key chests in this dungeon. And
Mostly
a lot of those are, yeah, and you usually need a lot of them, but if you can save like a second trip to the north half of the dungeon because you don't need it to unlock a door for a small key, then it'll save you a minute or so.
I still think it's a slightly faster dungeon to check all the items for compared to Swamp.
Yes.
Although Swamp has 1 more item.
Also, the interesting thing about Palace of Darkness is the kind of on-the-go routing you can do with the dungeon, depending upon what you get in the first couple chests. There's to ideally do the dungeon depending upon what your small key count is early.
So is it faster for? So Aaron's coming up to the part with the chest and the hammer spot. Is it faster to hammer and sort of backtrack from that point, or mirror and just go to the front of the dungeon?
Depending
I've seen
upon
a lot of runners doing the hammer strats here.
I hammer and especially with Cane of Samaria, I just hammer dash into this room and use a cane block to hit the switch to go north. I'm not a huge fan of the bonk strat just because I usually get one of the jellies like stuck in between the 2 blue pegs. Because that red one's pretty quick. Yep, just like that. So it's going to be a little. I mean, you can just go down and reload the room, and he won't be there. But, but I don't know. Either way isn't too bad. It's definitely faster than mirroring. Not by much, but it's definitely faster. Man, that poor mini helmet. Both the poor mini helmets just getting owned by silver arrows.
That's a new one. Usually I see, pot traps are just dashing into them.
Don't even know if they can see what's coming because of those masks. Alright, so here's Aaron's first dark room. We'll see how he handles it.
So we will be able to see the items pop up if he actually gets something good, or like a small key there. I don't think the big key will pop up, though. He'll have to check his map. Or inventory, not the map.
So 2 small keys. So for the right chest, you can be flush against the wall to open it, but the left chest, you actually have to be 1 pixel at least off the wall to open the chest. So that one can be a little tricky if you don't know that.
So that was a pretty quick dark room there.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely the easier of the two upstairs dark rooms.
Yeah.
There's one on the right here, or the left here, a little tricky.
Now, our runners are allowed to use a map if they have one open in a browser. That's fine. But yeah, we won't see much. We'll see his sword moving around as he navigates through the dark maze there.
Yep, it's definitely a good way to. Ooh, yep, Argus is he's a little over prepared for Argus. Tempered sword and 12 hearts.
I don't think Argus will know what hit him.
Red mail.
The official player's guide. Wow. Well, it's a good thing you have that sitting around.
Oh, he's close. He's almost on the bottom.
Yeah, so there's one chest up in the northwest corner of this room. There's one in the southeast corner of the room. And then, of course, there's the bomb wall along the eastern wall, which is easy to get to from the bottom chest.
Can't really tell where he is right now.
Cross picking up his 4th crystal. Let's see if he also decides to head into pod or if he decides to go elsewhere. There's still a lot of places for our runners to check for that flute. would say the easiest thing to do in dark rooms is hold out the sword, especially when it's the master sword, or better, because I don't think the fighter sword glows, does it? Maybe it does.
Yes, it'll still have the trail with it.
But holding out your sword, you have that trail. If you know where you're going, or referring to a map, it can be sort of easy to. I mean, it's really the best way, and of course, you'll also ting against the walls, so you can tell when you're hitting them. So you definitely want to hold out something. If you don't do anything, it can be really hard. Aaron does make his way, but it's just arrows. And now he has the difficult bottom basement portion of this.
Yep.
And
Basement's a little harder, mostly because of the turtle party room. But with the fire rod, there is actually a torch in there that you can light and make it a little easier.
Now, I should point out for chat here that the randomizer makes sure that you have the lamp before you have to do a dark room in a dungeon. So it never requires a lampless seed, but our runners, if they know how to do it lampless, they can go for it.
Yeah, basically knowing lampless just eliminates one required item from their inventory. Like if they stumble upon it on the way, sure, that's great, you know, they'll actually be able to see in the dark rooms, but if they don't, no big deal.
In one of my my previous race, it had lamp in the top right room in Palace of Darkness. I wasn't even looking for it. I was looking for some other required item, but there it was right before I was about to do my first dark room.
Yeah, hopefully Aaron hasn't forgotten about Samaria. That'd be bad news raiders.
So this room isn't too bad, but in 2 rooms you'll see the turtle room, which is turtle party. Yeah, we'll see that soon. Or well, actually, we won't see it.
Keeping your sword out there, you'll actually see when the turtle runs into the edge of your sword. In this room, with the fire rod, the best way to get through it is to just turn left, hold down for a little bit, hammer almost immediately, and then you'll flip over at least one turtle and get a free shot to the torch.
But he was able to light it and made very quick work of that room. He's on his way to Helmasar King.
Yep. And so here, I usually just opt to take 2 hearts of damage. Just walking straight up, not dealing with these turtles. I'm just gonna go, and it's 17 hammer hits to break the mask. You can also opt to use, I think it's 4 bombs if you'd like.
Oh, jeez, but
that's what I did as a
tricky.
kid. Yep, it's tricky. Yep, you gotta. The bomb has to be like directly under his mask for it to actually chip off anything.
Well, as a kid, you don't know about holding your sword out. Makes it a little easier to land those hammer shots. So I feel like if just doing the hammer without knowing how to do that, I think that's difficult. So I can see how opting for bombs is easy as a kid. I think I did it too.
Yeah, a lot of I don't know if it's 50-50. I feel like more players as a kid use the hammer because they got the hammer from this dungeon and figured they had to use it on this boss. But I wasn't that smart apparently as a kid and decided to just unload bombs on this poor guy. It might have been 5 bombs ACM. I honestly don't remember. Reminds me of a YouTube comment on my first GDQ run. Some guy told me that I was bad and could save 1.5 minutes on the Helmasaur fight if I use bombs.
What?
When the Helmasaur fight doesn't take 30 seconds, it was good.
You could save a minute. You could save more time than you're actually there. Somehow.
Exactly. Mind blown.
So, Aaron getting his 4th crystal. I would put actually a slight advantage on Aaron, just because he could stumble across the flute first. Both of our runners pretty much going along the same route. So if he gets the flute first, we might see some plays. Oh, there's the lamp on the pyramid.
The lamp. So a quick check to the pyramid before heading to pod could have saved both of them the trouble. Looks like Aaron going to check catfish now, possibly. He could also be hookshotting to the left side of northern Hyrule to check the graveyard stuff. We'll get a look at the mirror in the graveyard location and Bumper Cave.
So this is just a big question. Where is Flute hiding? It's always one item that just trolls you in these seeds.
Yep, there's a couple of these sometimes required items that are just, they have no restrictions on them. They're only needed for one thing, so they have very little limitations as to where they can actually be.
Aaron's bypassing the rupees because he already checked Zora. Did he check Zora? He had to have.
Yes, I believe so. He followed in cross products steps and did Mushroom and Zora all at the same time.
Could you imagine, like, the amount of money Link must have that he could just easily just ignore 300 rupees on the ground?
Yeah.
Zora was Fire Rod, that's right. Thank you, chat, for reminding me. Oh,
and there's another 50.
Bumper Cave.
If he's skipping on 300, you know he's skipping on 50. So Aaron might be opting to head to Skull Woods now?
So aside from the dungeons, we still have catfish that we don't know about. What other overworld locations? I think they checked most of the other ones. Oh, they might be doing... Aaron might
Samaria.
There he is, yeah.
He didn't forget. There's catfish, there's Burn a Cave.
Oh, that's right, they didn't do...
I think Cross Product did Digging Game, but I'm not entirely sure.
I know one of them did, so we know it's nothing good.
Aaron still has Darkwood Death Mountain. So,
Mimic Cave, that's right. It could be.
Turtle Rock is becoming more and more of a possibility as these options are dwindling. They have absolutely zero access to Mire, the 2 chests in Northwest Mire, or the mirror location in Northeast Desert area.
Now, I think if I was doing the seed and it came down to it's in one of the pendant dungeons, Turtle Rock or Thieves Town, I think I would do Thieves Town first.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's a lot faster to check
without
that.
A doubt. Looks like Aaron opting to go to Skullwoods first, which is the smart play. It's a crystal dungeon, you can clear it all. It's very quick to check the entirety of it, especially with the 2 junk items being relatively early in it. We'll see if Aaron pays attention.
Yeah, I think the best play is go into these crystal dungeons, look for the items there. Well, the one item is there. Alright, Cross is getting his 5th crystal. So, do we know... Let's see. We know Swamp Palace is one of Crystal 5 or 6, but we don't know the other, do we? I'm not sure if Fat Fairy is in play.
Yes, I do not know which dungeon is crystal number 6. Best way to start Skull Woods is dropping through that leftmost hole, the way Aaron did. If you open the first chest, or either of the first 2 chests that are in the room, or the room where the holes appear, if you open the chest in the room north of that, if either of those are a small key, it's faster to go through the small key door that's north and east. The other room that's south and to the east has a chest in it, but it's always a small key because you can actually drop into that room, and if it's not a small key, you'd actually soft lock and have to save and quit. So if you can skip that chest, by all means.
So I want to point out, Cross Product is making a play for the Fat Fairy. So man, let's see if he gets Flute. And actually, while he's over here, and this is why he didn't go up to Pyramid right away, since he has both Crystals 5 and 6, might as well do the bomb here, grab the item on the Pyramid while you're up there.
Yep. Without the Aghanim Warp, you have to walk around.
And here he goes, gonna grab that lantern. So, Aaron. So, as we mentioned, there's only 2 items in Skullwoods. Either he missed it or he lost track. So it looks like he's gonna grab all of the chests in that dungeon here. So, this is why keeping track of how many unique items are in the dungeons and how many you've gotten could be useful, because then you can just rush through a dungeon after you've already grabbed it. Because when you know map and compass are the only things left, you don't really need to look in the chest again.
Yeah, this is one of those dungeons where I know there's A, two non-dungeon items, and B, if you get every chest and every small key, you'll have 2 small keys finishing Mothula. Since there's so many small key chests in this dungeon. So right here, Aaron will have there's 1 small key in that Gibdo, and then there was the one in the chest that he actually skipped. So he knows that there's no more, he should know that there's no more small keys anywhere in the dungeon.
Alright, so we have a fight against Mathia on Aaron's side. Cross is taking a look at Catfish, which is something that Aaron actually passed up since he went left to check the graveyard area. But it's just a piece of heart.
Heart piece.
Running low on spots that aren't in dungeons.
I'd probably be checking Burn a Cave.
Yeah, Burn a Cave. That's a nice, quick one that you can check. And I guess both of our runners, since they didn't have Kate when they were up there the first time, it wasn't in their mind at the time. There was no way they could really check it safely, given their heart count. So we'll see if they remember to go up there later on, if they're still looking. All right, gonna be disappointed by Couch Cash again. Oh.
I'm not sure which crystal was crystal number 6. I'm guessing it was Skullwoods, but they both finished the same stuff, so both 5 crystals in.
It's a race to that flute.
Mm-hmm. Cross product checking things that Aaron's already checked. Aaron has a couple things that Cross Product's already checked that he hasn't done yet. It's pretty even.
Now, I know it was in one of your races, Andy, where the Master Sword Pedestal was what? Magic Powder?
Yep.
And I hate when that's the case, or if that's the logging item, because then you never know, is this required? Is this fetch quest item actually required?
It's a fetch quest item. It's nice. So yeah, it's a tough spot to be in, because you're like, well, you know, the item could definitely be behind this fetch quest, but there's no way to know unless you actually do it.
So Aaron heading right into Ice Palace. He's not going to check the Fat Fairy just yet. He's going to the Ice Rod Cave since he didn't do that earlier.
I think it was
rupees, I think.
Yeah.
And I think we have a check for the Cave of Burna on Cross Product side. So we're about to find out if it's actually on the overmap, overworld. I think if it's not here, it has to be in a dungeon.
Yeah, and that leaves Thieves Town, Ice Palace, Misery Mire.
I'd probably do Ice Palace first, which is a crystal. Although it is a long dungeon to check all the items in, but it's a crystal dungeon. Do the crystal dungeons first.
Yep.
Cross doing some shovel strats? in the Spike Cave.
Not sure how I feel about that one.
Oh, red rupees. All right, it's in a dungeon. And Aaron's heading into Ice Palace, so if it's here, he's going to find it first, but he's still missing Ether. So if Meyer is Ether, he's going to be looking for that still, whereas Cross Product will have it.
Maybe Aaron's just waiting for the epic early T-Rock check to check that as well.
Oh, man. Alright, I think, well, Cross took the scenic route, but it looks like he's also heading into Ice Palace, so they're very close to each other. If it happens to be in this dungeon, we definitely will have a race on our hands.
Yeah, if it's in this dungeon, the only question will be what medallion is Meyer actually needed.
I like getting a small key up on this floor here, because it makes it very easy to check the other items in Ice Palace right away.
Yeah, with that small key there, you can actually just go right from the big spike room instead of having to loop around and either bomb jumping from the room above the big chest or falling from the room north of the spike room and working your way around.
It is interesting that Aaron decided to do dungeons before taking a look at Death Mountain, Dark World Death Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's because he's Super Bunny that there's really only that one cave.
Yeah, there's still 4 items up there.
Yeah.
Or chests, rather.
So we're going to see a bomb jump on Aaron's side, which isn't too bad. There's graphics that exist for setting us up, but it's very forgiving to set up that bomb jump. There's a lot of places you can stand. And I think we're going to see a bomb jump on Cross's side as well. Yep. So there's actually 3 chests in the section that Aaron's in. There's actually 3 chests over here. So it's actually a pretty good place to check when you're looking for items in this dungeon. And that's why it's so nice to get that small key so you can just get over here right away. Now there's a total of 3 unique items in this dungeon. I'm not sure if we said that yet. Aaron already picked up one of them, and he also gets the big key, allowing him to take a look at that big chest.
Side note to never come in here without a hammer.
Yes! I think I've done that before, because I forgot.
You A, can't check 2 chests, and B, you can't even kill Cold Stare without the hammer. So, coming in here without the hammer is a pretty big risk. The only way you should do it is if you're still looking for the hammer and you're running very, very low on options.
You know, I play against Alucard, and I've seen stuff where, like, hammer was in the first chest of Swamp Palace. So
yeah, that's a good one too.
So Aaron has already gotten 2 items in here. The
Wow.
flute is in the big chest. That's nice. He doesn't have to check any more items. He already got all 3 in this dungeon. He has what he was looking for. So once he takes a look at the Meyer area, depending on what the medallion is, he could be in go mode. Cross will definitely be in go mode once he picks up the flute because he has all the medallions. Yeah, if it's Ether, this is going to be very... I mean, either way, it's going to be a close race at this point. I guess, is it fast? I guess it's faster to hook shot over than it is to do the bomb.
Yep.
And there we have a flute. Cross product is in go mode. They don't need anything else. They have tempered sword, which is nice. You don't really need butter sword. You can still make quick work of Ganon and the enemies with tempered. Ether is up on Death Mountain in Hookshot Cave. So we'll have to see if Aaron's actually disappointed or not. And Cross opting for Bombo strats. He's a little low on health. I forget if he grabbed the... I think he grabbed the fairy, though.
He did.
So... You save some magic, but it does take more time to use Bombos. Mistimed his spin, unfortunately. Aaron's going to head on over, activate his flute, and probably head right the mire.
Yeah, both of the fights getting a little out of hand for both runners, but both handled it moderately well.
Alright, so we have 6 crystals for each of our runners. Aaron's making his way to activate the flute, soon to be in mire for the last crystal dungeon. Cross on his heels. So, go mode is when the runner has all of the items that are required in order to beat it. That means they can beat every dungeon that they need to beat, and they can also beat Ganon's tower and kill Ganon. So go mode is, they don't have to check any more items, they can just go beat the game.
So if Mire happens to be Bombos or Quake required, then Aaron will be about a minute or so ahead of Cross. But if it's Ether, even if Aaron goes straight up to Death Mountain, he'll be about another minute behind.
It's Bombos.
Bombos.
Okay, Aaron is also in go mode. He does not need Ether.
Yep. So at this point, it is a battle of who has better execution.
I mean, I feel like we're close enough that even just a fall to Moldorm 2 could decide this race.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Aaron's 127.02 when he heads in. Let's see what crosses. Well, he actually has to make his way up there first.
Be about a 45-second lead for Aaron.
Really close. So, one big key in this dungeon, but there's a lot of chests to check, most of them containing small keys.
So with the map check and the extra menu, Aaron is 49 seconds ahead of Cross going into the dungeon.
I think he wanted to double check to make sure this was a crystal dungeon.
Mm.
I can't blame him.
Yeah.
But you can also listen to the music change. Crystal dungeons will play the Dark World dungeon music.
So this dungeon is pretty much a race to find the big key. All you need is the big key to get down to Vitreous. So there's a bunch of different routes you can take in this dungeon. Pretty much you want to not have to check the actual big key chest until last, because it requires you going upstairs, lighting 4 torches, waiting 40 seconds for a wall to move. It's not a good time.
So it's actually a good thing that both of our runners did find a lamp on Pyramid. Otherwise, either of them would have to contend with a dark room. Probably the worst dark rooms in the game, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that first one. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. If you know how to handle it, it's not the worst, but if it goes wrong, it can go pretty wrong. So let's see. There's only 3 more small chests that Aaron can check. There's the one right up here. There's the one to the left of the big chest.
There it is.
There's the big key. So we'll see if Cross decides to pick that one first. Looks like he is, so he's gaining some time not checking the other chest first.
Running a little low on magic, but luckily there's a magic pot right before heading downstairs if he wants to pick it up. There it is. Wow, they're really close now. Going to that chest first did save Cross some time. Unfortunately, he's getting himself a little lost heading down to the basement.
Ooh.
You'd want to take the north door to go right there.
So Aaron knew where he was going from that west wing, but cross product not knowing about or forgetting possibly about the teleporter that takes you to this room up here.
So I will have to say, just playing against Cross, since he was one of the first persons, he got me into this, actually. He used to frequently go into Mire and take the wrong paths and find out these, what he calls joke rooms, which are just pointless rooms that are dead ends that let you look at chests or something like that. So this dungeon is, I guess, a bit of a maze if you don't really know where to go.
Cross putting that Smaria block on top of his own body will lead to a bad time. You actually can't move without moving the block as well. It's a little hard to keep a block on a switch if you do that.
Cross playing around with the block there.
Pretty much losing all the time he saved from checking that other chest earlier. Aaron also in a much better health situation than Cross is. Cross does have a fairy, and he also has a potion as well.
Looks like we're going to see some silver arrow strats. 1 shot per eyeball. And 2 for the boss. The main eye, whatever. Vitreous.
It's actually a little more dangerous to just sit this far back. 1, it lags the screen a lot more. And 2, if you just get like right up and personal with the eyeballs with the silver arrows, you can pretty much kill all of them before more than one of them moves. And you just sit there and wait for the big eye to pop out. Looks like Cross opting to use a lot of his magic with the cape.
Oh, get out of there. Oh, he got lucky with the lightning there.
Yep. Wouldn't have killed him, but would have scared him a little bit probably.
All right, the race is on. Both of our runners going to make their way up to Ganon's tower. Nice, definitely a sub 2 hour seed. I feel like most of the seeds are. With the rare exceptions of the very trolly ones.
Looks like Aaron heading up the long way. It's not too much slower, but it is a little bit slower.
I mean, it could come down to this. I mean, Cross is right there on Death Mountain as well. Every second counts at this point for our runners. So, let's get a count, chat. Now's your time to decide. Make a guess. Which chest number, 1 to 22, has the big key? My personal favorite is 14. Bob's chest.
I'm gonna guess a hot 20.
Oh, make them do that right-hand side.
Cross also doing
Slightly slower.
a slightly slower warp. This one a little less slower if done optimally. It loses about a second and a half to doing the Turtle Rock warp.
That includes having to do the pegs.
Yes, that includes having to do pegs.
They're pretty much going to be neck and neck going into Ganon's tower, I think.
Yep. Aaron taking longer out up here. They're pretty much Cross is going to be a couple seconds behind, but not by much.
All right, 56 seconds, and Cross about 5 seconds behind. This is a 5-second difference race here.
So it'll be interesting to see if either of them decide to go right side first. I wouldn't think so with how this seed has gone. I don't think either of them will really think that they've made terribly bad decisions.
Yeah, I feel like both of them should feel like they're doing well enough. I mean, 134 going into Ganon's tower is pretty decent. It's not enough to say, hey, I'm worried I'm behind.
Yep. Aaron checking the 2 right side chests and heading to the left side. It's like cross product doing the same.
Well, he had a mirror equipped, so he's able to use this. I think it's slightly faster than mirror than going up the steps.
Ooh, half magic on the torch.
Oh, we won't get to see Bob.
Nope. See you later, Bob. It's also item number 3 for those keeping track. And item 4, 5, 6, and 7 in this north room up here. So you need at least 1 small key and the big key before heading upstairs.
Yes.
If you don't have 1 small key, you're playing a gambling game.
There's only 3 chests upstairs, which could possibly contain a small key. And I've seen so many runs where there is no small key up there. So always take 1 upstairs.
Yep. If you take 1 upstairs, there's 1 guaranteed small key upstairs and inside of a mini helmet sword. But without that 1 already going upstairs, you're playing a not very likely game of chance.
Cross taking a bit of dive. That's gonna hurt him. There's so few seconds that he has to actually lose. So every little bit is costing him. Well, either of our runners actually. But Aaron's execution looking pretty good right now. No major falls or mistakes. I think both of our runners. Well, Aaron just picked up the map.
So coming up will be chest 10, 11, 12, and 13 behind this vulnerable wall.
Cross products, Aaron's situation a little better, but honestly, I mean, Aaron has enough.
Alright, so 13 chests deep and nothing yet.
Come on, Bob. Well, fake Bob now.
Fake Bob, real Annie Fairy. Ooh, and Aaron deboosting across the warp tile. Getting a little help from his buddy, I don't remember what these things are called. I just talked about this today, too.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not jellyfish. The jellyfish are the things that electrocute you. They're like the...
Might be a Zol. Ooh, butter sword.
Okay, well, why not? Alright, and they're both falling into Ice Armos.
Aaron with his sword out, lagging the room a little bit more than usual. But having a quick fight nonetheless. Both having relatively good Armos fights.
So we have chest 15, 16, 17. Nothing.
Nothing.
It's on the right-hand side.
To the right side we go.
Look at this. They are less than
1
3 seconds apart. Oh, less than 1 second. This is... Wow.
So it's about a second.
So despite the fall that Cross had, he still was able to make up some time there. Look
So
at this. They are in sync.
Neither runner opting to wait for the 1 chest in the tile room, which is smart. Cross out executing Aaron a little bit.
Oh, he just misses it.
Wow, that is rough. Luckily, they got half magic in here, or else Cross would be a little short on magic right now.
Butter sword, nice for these. What are they? Gyptos.
Yep. 2 slashes in the butter sword will make quick work of those guys. Now in this room, you want to make sure to open the top left chest last, because that's what makes the holes appear.
Oh no, come on, Cross. Kill him.
Ooh,
Oh,
chest
it's
20!
the top.
Chest 20, I actually got it right.
Nice.
Chest 21 for Cross.
So whoever gets 20 or 21, there you go. You got it. Aaron has a few second lead. Cross is hurting for hearts right now, so he might actually stop. They don't have magic powder, so he might take a stop in that room to refill his health situation.
Ooh, not realizing his health situation, he's gonna use his red potion here.
Okay, well now he doesn't have to stop in that room.
Taking advantage of his mirror shield against the mimics, just looking him in the face and outpowering him. Yeah, both runners also do have a blue potion. Cross having a fairy while Aaron does not. Could possibly play a part in this, but as long as Aaron remembers that he has a blue potion, he should be fine.
He's coming down to 4 hearts. He does not stop in the fairy room, so I'm guessing he remembers that he has that blue potion. Cross right there, also entering into the gauntlet. So Aaron is just 1 room ahead currently.
So the gauntlet is a string of 5 rooms where the only objective is to kill all the enemies in each room to advance. All enemy starting positions are static, but what they do after the room actually loads is completely random. And as you can see, they throw a different set of obstacles in every room. Mixtures of ice, conveyors, BMOS.
Alright, we do have a potion used by Aaron. I think he's completely out. He has a magic potion, but that's it. Cross is right there, also entering into Lammolas. Looks like we're gonna have butter sword strats. Silver Arrow would one-shot them, but of course it also lags this room. Especially if you miss.
Alright, so Cross having a little bit better Lammolas 2 fight. Ooh, and Aaron getting a short hop there. Losing a whole nother cycle.
Well, I think it's going to come down to Moldorm. Either party making a mistake will pretty much cost them the race at this point.
With Ganon RNG taken out for the most part, and Aghanim 2 RNG taken out for the most part, it's all up to execution from here.
Fire Rod strats, really? From Cross.
He should have plenty of magic. You will have to get the big magic refill, but with silver arrows, skipping the later big magic refill is completely fine. Ooh, and Dak taking a nice big old laser hit.
Running right into that laser. Yeah, it's going to come down to whoever has a better cycle against Aghanim. This is so close right now.
This is honestly probably the closest race so far. I think we had a race that was about 30 seconds apart at the end, and this could top that one. Let's see how Cross's Moldorm 2 goes. It just takes 2 slashes with the gold sword. Ooh. Moldorm giving him as much a fight as he can. Ooh, and Aaron choosing to use his cape. Having a much quicker Moldorm fight.
Don't, he opened it! It's a race! Wow.
Aaron skipping the chest, saving that half second. Oh my goodness. Cross product having a dance off with the mini.
Oh no! Swing that sword. Do something, man.
Aaron getting bumper squeezed into the spikes. They are neck and neck. This is insane. All right, who's gonna have the better Aghanim 2 fight?
Oh, that's a weird one.
0 in the first cycle for cross products to 1 from Aaron. Cross product hit him with 2 at the same time there, so that probably only counts as 1.
Cross is having some trouble here. This is not good.
Aaron got some real good RNG. Got 3 hits on that one. Only has 1 left. Aaron might have taken the lead. And Aaron takes
there it is.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Cross product throwing this Aghanim 2 fight.
There it is. Oh no. It's...
This is so close. Ganon RNG shouldn't play a part in this. With Butter Sword, it takes 6 flashes per phase, which is very, very easily doable.
You know what the sad thing is? One of these runners is going to finish, and someone else will have killed Ganon, be in the middle of the fanfare, and see the dot done. I hate when that happens.
I got SRL up. I'm ready. All right, Aaron, knowing his counts, getting out of there, taking as little damage as possible.
Well, he switched to Kate for safety.
As long as he remembers to take it off, that's all that really matters. And Crossfire actually getting the down-facing downward spawn from cutting off Ganon's movement.
It could come down to a double arrow hit.
Yeah. So you should get a... Torch Glitch is actually slower with the silver arrows. Ooh, not getting the double when he could have.
Not an ideal placement for Cross.
Ooh. That's 3 arrows for Aaron. 1 more and he will be done. Is he gonna get it? Oh, he missed it.
Cross trying to set up the double. Oh my gosh. He misses Ganon. No! Oh, Aaron with the win. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. They are within 9 seconds of each other on SRL. GG to both of our runners.
GG, that was an insane race. Aaron finishing with a time of 1:47.05 and Cross Product finishing with a time of 1:47.14. 9 seconds apart. By far the closest race.
9 seconds. Wow, GG to both of our runners. Hey, let's see if they'll hop in for a quick interview.
Cross Product making a comment. I deserve to lose after that Aga 2. Little does he know that is exactly what lost him the race.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be finding that out shortly.
He's kicking himself for that one.
Yeah.
Synced credits. Look at this.
Pretty crazy.
Hey, GG.
Right. We got Aaron in here, the victor of this incredibly close race.
Maybe? Mike? We'll have to see if he's having a mic issue.
Hello.
Hey, congrats.
Hey, thank you.
That was close the whole entire race, but especially that Ganon's Tower. Both of you were just trading each other back and forth.
Oh man. My heart was racing the whole time. It's like,
yeah?
Wow, where's the dot done? Where's the dot done?
Yeah, so you went into Ganon's Tower first, about 6 seconds before Cross Products. Hold on, well, he can come in here himself, but I'll drag him in. Welcome, Cross Product.
Hey, what's up?
Good game.
Hey.
You know, I would have won if I
47.
didn't try to hookshot Aghanim.
Well, now you know that doesn't work.
So you were actually ahead by, I don't know, 2.5 seconds maybe going into Aghanim 2?
Yeah, my Aghanim 2 was really bad. The stupidest things kept happening to me constantly for the whole run. Like, did you see me bonk on top of Spectacle Rock and land back
We
in the
saw
mirror
that
portal?
box.
Oh,
That
wow.
lost me the game. Like, oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it was pretty back and forth the entire time. You both took really similar routes early.
You checked
and
desert?
then-
I did, yeah. I completed
Oh,
desert.
wow.
Yeah, you
both
both
hit.
were pretty much following the same route.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
Aaron was like 30, 45 seconds behind during all the early game stuff. You guys were doing the exact same things.
You both did Palace of Darkness in the dark, then got Lambright afterwards.
Yep. The only thing Aaron didn't do was the hookshot cave in Dark World Death Mountain. That was like the
Yeah,
one
I
big
turned back
thing.
to go in there, and I was like, oh, I already did the Super Bunny chest. There's only 4 items here now.
Oh, it's a good check. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still a decent chance it could be up there.
You got Ether there. That would have been big. If Meyer needed Ether, you would have had quite a lead on Aaron.
Yeah. So I wasn't going to go back there until I had no other choice, just because of how out of the way it was.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, I'd made so many mistakes that I shouldn't have made. Like, my Ice Palace bomb jump, I got it first try, then walked in a hole, and then messed up 3 times.
Ow.
Yeah,
So-
you guys got the flute like, I don't know, 20 seconds apart. It was crazy.
Yeah,
So,
it's a shame the runners can't tell how close the game is, because it would have been really exciting if I knew how
Yeah.
close it was.
Well, when you rewatch this, you could be excited, except maybe not, because
Because
you
I
know
lost,
that
yeah.
So, but looking at the map, you know, Turtle Rock was a pendant dungeon. Thieves Town was a pendant dungeon. Are you thinking in the back of your head, oh, I hope the flute isn't in one of these dungeons?
I was hoping the flute was in one of those dungeons, because the worst thing you want to do is get trolled by flute and then find that it's in an obvious spot. I was really nervous I was going to find flute on top of Pyramid, and then find out that Aaron did early Aghanim and got it right off the bat. That would have been
yeah.
devastating. If I saw
Yeah.
flute on the Pyramid, I would have been
Oh,
like,
man. The exact same thought was going through my mind at the time.
That's funny.
Yeah, neither of you guys even took a step in Thieves Town.
Nah, I didn't even pull the little pitchfork open.
Do you
Yep.
really actually checked all? I think, Aaron, I think you skipped Catfish, but Cross got it, and it's like,
Oh, so I'm faster. GG.
Sure.
Alright.
Yeah,
good
after
game,
Palace of Darkness, Aaron hookshotted across and checked the North Darkwold Kakariko stuff, and you went to Catfish.
I'd already checked. I already checked that.
Yeah.
Like right after I got Moon Pearl, I think I went into Skullwoods and then cleared out Village of
Yeah.
Outcasts.
Yeah, so it was a lot of just like you guys doing a few small things out of order and then just doing those things later. It was a really exciting race to watch.
yeah, I think this is
I'm
definitely.
glad that you guys had fun.
Yeah, I can't think of any other race that was like this, where both the runners were pretty much making the same decisions, doing the same things, and ended up being this close to the end there when it comes down to just a goofy Aghanim 2 or missing a shot on Ganon. I mean, it was that close.
I went into Ganon's Tower and I was thinking, I've watched maybe like 20 or 30 of these races, and I didn't think I saw a single one where someone had finished and the other person was already in Ganon's Tower. I was like, I got to Ganon's Tower, he didn't finish. I was like, I got this in the bag. Oh man.
Oh, man. And then me, I got to Ganon's Tower and hadn't seen the dot done and was like worried out of my mind because I thought it was coming in the next 5 minutes.
Did you kill Bob?
I did not kill Bob because I did not have powder.
Yep,
Yeah,
we
neither
had
of
no
you guys
idea
had
where
powder.
it was.
I killed him. Did you pick up the half magic?
Yes, I did.
I should have skipped it just for the memes.
If you had skipped it, you would have actually run out of magic in that room on the right side. with
Yeah,
all the
I had a
torches.
green pot still by the end.
Yeah.
I could have used the blue pot instead of the red pot in the switch kit, like the switch spike room. I actually was when I got the key in the first room. I was really thinking of going right.
I actually would have ended up paying off, but
yeah, I wouldn't have gotten Butter Sword and half magic. It would have been all right. Probably would have made up for it because I had potions to back it up.
all right. So it looks like your bonks are coming up.
Yeah,
20
both runners with 12 locations premier, both runners with 43 locations pre-boots.
Wow.
So Aaron wins on the bonk count, 28 to 31. But let's see the item
What do
menu
you mean?
time.
I got more. I win.
But Cross winning the item menu check time by
But losing
18 seconds.
But
Really,
losing
my
the total
menus. I felt my menus were the worst part of that run.
better
your
menu
lag
time, but the lag time was almost a minute worse than Aaron's.
Cross, I think you lost because of lag time.
Oh wow!
That might be
I guess
true.
I shouldn't have used silver arrows all those times.
Oh, wow. Good race for both of you. I mean, it was definitely exciting for us seeing it that close. Wondering when you both would get nice Simpsons there. Yeah, wondering when either of you would find a flute first, and it's like, is it an ice palace? Because we were hoping it was in Turtle Rock, but you know.
Oh, well, I wasn't.
Again, I was, because if I was getting trolled, I wanted to make sure for sure he was getting trolled. That's why I was glad to see it in Ice Palace, because I was like, you probably wouldn't have checked Ice Palace too early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, very nice, very nice. Yeah, the end up official SRL time, they're off by 9 seconds.
Pretty
Wow.
crazy.
All right, GG.
GG, man.
Yeah, good
I
race.
think
from
I
both
felt
of
really
you.
good about execution in a certain, like in a few places. I felt like I was getting tricks down like really well. I think I felt like my dark rooms were really good. Well, even though there was really only one because I had Fire Rod, but
It's kind of funny because I was
Lost
like,
it. Pretty good.
I was missing spin speed the whole time and was getting mad about that.
Yeah, if I had not attempted 2 of the spin speeds that I missed, I think I would have won also. It's like it was that close. It was crazy.
Yeah, both you guys did a couple left or right facing spin speeds on stairs where it just won't work because you grabbed the wall instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy disappointed we didn't see any hover in Spectacle Rock there. You gotta work on that.
I did try to hover in Mire, if you didn't notice. I did try the Mire hover.
Nice. I did not notice. I'll have to
But
go
I
take
figured
a
if I fall down, I go back to the beginning of the room where I want to be anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, the Spectacle Rock hover is a little less forgiving, unfortunately. the 25-second time save versus like the 35-second loss. Yeah, GG's to both of you. It was a lot of
So
fun.
yeah, any other thoughts?
Well, I can say this, if I don't make it out of group stages, that just means I have more time for commentary, so I'm alright with that too. Either outcome's fine by me.
You still have you have 2 more races, Cross.
Yeah,
and
I'm not
Aaron, you have
feeling
one
too
more.
good again. I have a match against
Right.
Wolfie tomorrow. I'm not feeling too good about that, but you never know. And I feel like this was a this was a match I had to win, but hey, it might go to a tiebreaker.
You think
Hey,
so?
I need you-
Tiebreaker.
Here, I need you to wait. how does
To
this work?
tie. Are you gonna tell him to lose the next race?
I'm not gonna tell him that. Dude, make sure you beat Wolfie so we could have potential for a 3-way tie. I'm not actually sure what our standings are.
Well, Aaron's 2-1. Aaron's 2-1.
Yeah,
now.
thanks, ETAP.
Yeah, man, don't worry. I'll like take a 3-hour nap during my next race and we'll see how it goes.
That's alright, Beth. I'm rooting for you, buddy. I'm rooting
Yeah,
for
me
everyone.
too. I mean, I'm rooting for you. I didn't mean I'm rooting for me.
I was rooting for me this race, but I'll root for you.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah, good race again. Both of our runners.
Yeah, make sure to
Closest
follow
one yet,
the-
I think, this tournament.
Yeah, I think it might have been. I I can't remember
Yeah,
a
no.
race being this close. Yeah,
The next closest one was like 30 or 40 seconds or something like that.
man.
So this one was by far. I don't think it's gonna get topped. It'll be hard to top a 9-second difference.
Yeah, I think one time you brought up the map or something at one point, Cross, man.
Well, I had to double check, you know.
Yeah, you
I'm
brought
not going
you
into
brought
Myron
it.
and
Yeah,
see, I wrote
right
it down
there.
wrong.
I was like, like before you got there, I was like, you're gonna be about 45 seconds behind, and I'm like, with the extra map and the item menu, he's like 49 seconds behind now, or whatever.
Yeah, I think your tracker probably helped. You were able to look at what items are in which dungeons. It's a good thing somebody named Crossproduct wrote that tracker. Or you can also use Arby's. There are other trackers out there.
Man, everyone's calling out my invalid run in chat.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. No, I saw Cross open that. I'm like, no, that is a snake.
I
don't
don't feel
have
bad
that
about
time.
that. I feel bad about having a perfect double shot lineup against Aghanim and then using hook shot. That's what I think worst about. That's what's really burned in my mind right now.
Dude, you're like never gonna face Aghanim again. You're like, no, I'm done. I'm gonna stop here and not do this again.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the flip side, Aaron actually did get a triple hit on Aghanim.
Yeah, it was like 1-1-3-1, I think.
Yeah.
I love the support I'm getting from chat right now. Oh well.
Well,
Nice,
it's
Aaron
not
won
the
fair and
official
square.
rules that you have to.
I didn't. I lost by more time than it took to check that chest, though. So it's okay.
Yeah. But no,
Yeah,
it's not
he only
official
would have
rules.
lost by 8.5 seconds if he hadn't opened that chest.
Well, I already had butter sword, red tunic, mirror shield.
Yeah, I don't know what you were expecting to find.
Imagine there was literally nothing in there that could have been used.
I think bombs was the best thing you could have gotten at that point. Maybe you would have gotten a cannon burner.
I think a heart container would have been nice.
Yeah.
Heart container or some extra
Sank
arrows in
heart.
case he missed 55 arrows on Ganon.
I'm gonna head off. I gotta get to work tomorrow. So
Yep.
Hey,
Have a
good
good night,
game,
guys.
good race.
GG's.
Good job. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for commentating, Andy and
It was
Jet.
a lot of fun.
So I
Yes,
do want
thank
to
you.
point out, both of our runners giving an amazing run. Make sure you give them a follow on their Twitch channel. I think they earned it after that.
Definitely did. So unfortunately, that is the last Link to the Past Randomizer tournament race of the evening. We start up again, as of right now, we start up again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern with Wolfie versus Crossproduct.
Okay, another cross race.
Which should be a real good race, so be sure to come back tomorrow evening for that one. I also might be commentating tomorrow night, same time, same place with Jet.
Yep.
So
It was fun.
it's a lot of fun.
All right, well,
Yes.
good night, all.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you tomorrow night.